Hey there, Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here. Welcome to day 309 of our Let's Grow annual challenge. We're doing No Nonsense November this month, and today we've got tip and tool number 4. And our topic today, our tip is the importance of self-compassion and kindness. Now, I don't know about you, but most of us have a little negative, like a devil on one shoulder and an angel on the other. And the devil seems to win a lot when it comes to our self-talk and the way we treat ourselves, right? Have you ever said the wrong thing, tripped over your words, spelled something wrong? I don't think anybody beats himself up more than about typos in anything than I do. And it just is what it is. I could slow down and I could use checkers and things, but sometimes I just don't. I just fire off what it is that I'm doing because I like to be efficient and effective. There's my excuse for not spell checking things or text or comment checking. But we need to, as a whole, be kinder to ourselves and be our own best support system and cheerleader instead of our own worst enemy. And a lot of times we don't even know that we're doing it. It just becomes so automatic. So today we're going to do guided journaling as our action item. I'm going to share 5 prompts with you. You can use them if you want. Otherwise, just as you go about your day, do the steps. Pay attention to what you're saying and how you're speaking to yourself. Are you speaking to yourself in your head? Because we all do this. Let's not pretend we don't have a running dialogue going on in our brains all the time. It's incredible to me. A lot of people aren't aware of that. They're just going through their life and they don't even realize that their brain is functioning in the background and underneath at a subconscious level all of the time because they're just not consciously aware of it. Me included. There were a lot of times in my life in the past where I was just going through the motions and running through my life, trying to get through the day from one day to the next because there was so much going on and not actually being mindful and present like we worked on yesterday. So today, let me grab my magnifying glass so I can share these prompts, sneak us some coffee, because I still have that gravelly voice going on, not sure why. So we want to recognize the inner critic in ourselves, right? I say recognize the inner cheerleader too and encourage that so that you get more of that. But today we're focusing on paying attention to that negative inner voice that when we say things to ourselves that we would never ever say to another human being, that isn't our spirit and our soul and our inner positive voice. That is our inner critic, our judge, our personal underminer, and really don't need to hear from that person anywhere near as often as we do. It's like news and the media. The news and the media is about 90% negative. Why is that? Because they found that's what sells. That's what gets people's attention, gets them to stop in their tracks and watch. Well, guess what? Our inner critic is the same way. It knows that if it says something negative to us, we're gonna pay attention or do something differently. Now, that doesn't mean we get the results we want, because if all we're hearing and listening to is the negative, or the what if, or the excuses, or the blame, or things like that, or our inner critic saying, your makeup's wonky today. My makeup's wonky every day. I'm legally blind. I'm lucky I can get it on the right part of my face. So what are these prompts? And what the heck is guided journaling? Journaling is just, we write stuff down in a notebook, right? This is my annual challenge book. I do the action item right along with you. And so I'll be doing this in my book today. But here's the questions. Use them if they work for you. Otherwise, just take the spirit of this exercise and pay attention to your inner critic. Let's go through them instead of me reiterating. Okay, so today, here's the first one. Today, I noticed these critical thoughts about myself. So as you go about your day, jot down. I like to carry little notebooks or Post-it notes with me all the time. So whenever something pops into my head, I can quick write it down. Why? Number 1, so I don't lose it. Number 2, so I don't forget about it. Number 3, so I can come back to it later when the time is right and when it's appropriate. So today, as you go about your day, listen to those inner critic thoughts. What kind of thoughts are popping up into your head? Secondly, answer the question, how can I respond to myself with kindness? How can I stop saying at the end of every video, oh my God, that stunk, or that was the worst video I've ever done? How can I stop doing that? Well, I can just stop it, right? But I have to realize that I'm doing it in the first place. How can I beat myself up whenever I walk away from a conversation and point out all the things I did or didn't say that would have been better or that were perfect? Now, we want to learn lessons from our experiences, but we don't want to be beating ourselves up so much that it creates this barrier and this fear of doing the thing again so that we can get proficient and better at it. Third prompt, one thing I'm grateful for about myself. And I'm sure we're going to talk about gratitude because it's one of my favorite, biggest lessons learned for a whole day's action and activity. But every day we need to be grateful for the things that are making us crazy. I'm learning that so much when things are chaotic and crazy and like they feel like they're out of my control. I know I need to take a step back, be mindful from yesterday, and think about, well, what's working? What's great about this? What am I learning from this? Because I'm always learning something from something that's going wrong. Our next prompt is a moment today when I showed resilience, when I was faced with a challenge and I didn't give up. I was faced with a problem and I just solved it. I didn't commiserate. I didn't whine and moan about it. I didn't think to myself, why does this always happen to me? I just solved the problem and moved on and showed resilience. So example of that, I think if we all had a gratitude journal and a resilience journal, we would be so much better off, because whenever we face a challenge, we could go and we could say, okay, well, here's this book full of stuff that I have overcome already. So I know I can do this too. And our final prompt is, what can I do to be kinder to myself tomorrow? I like that one a lot. What can I do to be kinder to myself tomorrow? And so if you don't want to answer any other questions, let's pick that one. Let's say, share in the comments below one thing you're going to do to be kinder to yourself tomorrow. All right, that's all I've got. Any questions? You know what to do. Ask, ask, ask. We've got Edmund's story in guide 2 of applying this guided journaling so that he can pay attention to and be more self-compassionate and kind to himself. So share your comments. Just pick one of these questions and answer it in the comments below. I think that would be really powerful for sharing with other people. All right, I'm going to go do mine. Have an awesome day. If I can help you, ask. Otherwise, I'll be with you tomorrow.